Good rising, brethren. This is Big Judah coming to you guys from California. Before I begin, give all praise to the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. I pray the Most High bless this lesson this evening. Gives more knowledge and understanding of the events of the past in order to understand events that are currently happening on the earth. So we get a much better understanding of the things that are soon to come on the earth. You know, the Most High is fulfilling many prophecies that the vast majority of the world is absolutely oblivious to. And, as they're still stuck with the books that were canonized for them by the Catholic Church, there are many events that are happening daily that the vast majority of the world, has no clue about. They have no clue how close they are to the skies getting cracked open and them actually seeing what's really in the skies. See, they're hoping that the sky's going to get cracked open and they're going to be getting raptured up out of here. And anything outside of that, they don't want to hear about. But what you're seeing right now going on with Kanye and even Kyrie, these types of things have been talked about in the scriptures, but they've been talked about in the scriptures that the churches have gone out of their way to not canonize. They're in scriptures that the churches have gone out of their way to hide from the masses. And see, they've done that on purpose so that at the end, you wouldn't realize it's the end. You just think, it's just a couple of crazy black dudes who are trying to steal someone else's identity. That's what you're going to get from society. That they're just kind of crazy. They're just out there. They've always talked about that as far as Kyrie, he's into all this crazy conspiracy theory stuff. And Kanye, he's just, he's crazy and this and that, which is fine. Like I said, this is your heaven. See, I've learned that, trying to get you to think rationally and prove things in your heaven is pretty next to impossible. And really, the Most High also said that because that's why he says that at the end, you're going to be coming and saying, the Gentiles are going to come and say that they have inherited, lies from their father. Among other scriptures that say exactly the same thing, that the vast majority of the world is going to be totally oblivious to the truth. And you're not even going to realize that your churches have been complicit with keeping you oblivious. The Most High has raised up his people to tell you the truth, but you refuse to give them the time of day, and you cling to the actual institutions that have been set up to keep you lost and oblivious to the truth. So we're going to take a look at some scriptures that have been hidden from you, so you can see that what you're seeing going on with Kanye and Kyrie is nothing new. It's just now we're at the end. And even their actions are guided by the Most High. The Most High, you guys aren't going to understand, you're going to realize, controls the right-hand side and the left-hand side. The Most High controls everyone. So when someone makes a tweet, when someone makes, a comment, ultimately it's the Most High that makes all of us do what we do. Most High uses everyone. Most High raises people up and puts them in certain positions in order to be used when he's ready to use them. He raises people up in order to bring them down. Brings them down, breaks them down in order to raise them up. Ultimately, we're all pawns in the Most High's game. And that's what you're going to see going on right now. See, we've had plenty of Israelites who have gone out of their way to make covenants with the other nations. They made covenants because they did not want to go through the struggle that the Israelites were going to go through. So they make covenants to ascend, okay, in these societies. And since we reincarnate, we come back, the same people that were making covenants back then are the same people that are making the covenants now. But when you make these covenants, it's not like you can easily just walk away from them. Okay, so let's take a look here at some examples, of our people making covenants with the other nations. And like I said, and these books have been hidden because they don't want you realizing that, hey, these Israelites are making covenants with the Greeks. See, they've always gone out of their way to try to make it seem as if the Greeks are such great people. But when you get into the book of Maccabees, you see all the horrible and heinous things they were doing to the Most High's chosen people. And then they just continuously did it, and every time they rose to power, they did it when they were, the Greeks. When they fell off, the next, kingdom comes up. That's Rome. They did more horrible, heinous things to the Most High's chosen people. Then that, group fell off, and then the revived Roman Empire did the same thing, and they're doing it today. But they don't want you to be aware of that history. They make it seem like the only thing that we've gone through for the most part was Egyptian captivity, and pretty much ever since then, everybody's been cool with us. Okay, but that, like always, it's always about hiding their history. Esau's always trying to hide their history. Checking out these tattoos here. I'm gonna jump into the Lost Scriptures book first, okay? Because like I said, I talked about we're gonna go a little bit into the Maccabees, but Most High's been putting it on my heart here for the last week or so to get into the Shepherd of Hermas. That's one of my favorite stories, and it fits perfectly what you're seeing going on right now. When many of our people have made covenants with the revived Roman Empire. And now we're at the end, and many are trying to get out of these covenants, get out of these agreements, and they're finding it very difficult to do so. You see Nick Cannon, saying a little something, and all of a sudden he gets, put back in line. Deshaun Jackson, same thing. Rappers will say a little something here, a little something there, but they don't really go into too much depth. But they get called, you get reeled right back in. This is nothing new. We're going to read a little bit here, chapter 50 from this book right here, okay? Like I said, you're going to see this is exactly what's going on right now. He said to me, "You know that you slaves of God are living in a foreign land. For your own city is a long way from this one. If then," he said, "you know your own city, where you are about to live, why are you preparing fields, expensive furnishings, buildings, and pointless rooms for yourselves here? Anyone who prepares these things in this city, therefore, cannot return to his own city." So if you're all about making that money and ascending in this society, it's going to be very difficult for you to return to your own city. Going back to your homeland. Okay? You foolish, double-minded, and miserable person. Do you not understand that all these things belong to another and are under someone else's control? Is that not true? You're starting to see how, Kanye's getting everything taken away from him. He thought this stuff was his. But all this money, all this prestige, all these things, all these, cars, money, houses, all this stuff belongs to another. That's why we said it's not even worth wasting our time as far as having arguments and trying to get them to see your way. This is their heaven. This is their blessing. They're in the last, few seconds of enjoying their blessing. but this is letting you know right now. So you're spending all your time trying to accumulate things here, but this stuff does not belong to us. Even if we have a couple of nice things here and there, ultimately, it's still not ours. Okay? So again, do you not understand that all these things belong to another and are under someone else's control? For the ruler of this city will say, I do not want you living in my city. Leave it, because you are not living by my laws. See, that's when you're talking about who you are. When you're trying to get your identity back, you're rocking the boat. You see what I'm saying? You're not living by their laws. Their laws have been set up to take away everything from us and disperse it between them. We are just black people. We don't have any history. We don't have any rights. We don't have any rights to be recompensed for the things that have happened to us, because these are the laws that they set up. This is Psalms 83 and what they set up for themselves. You see what I'm saying? So when you make that covenant with them and you decide you're going to live by their laws and they start blessing you, you don't have the opportunity or the option to walk away from that covenant. And that's why they're like, oh, we're going to have Kyrie, we're going to have we're going to call you into the principal's office. We're going to have a little conversation. You're going to see why, because this is all their, all their heaven. So let's continue. And so you who have fields and houses and many other possessions, when he casts you out, what will you do with your field and house and whatever else you have prepared for yourself? For the ruler of this country rightly says to you, either live by my laws or leave my country. You see what I'm saying? The Most High gave him his blessing, gave the enemy, gave Esau, gave the other nations their opportunity to run the show. Now it's going to come with consequences at the end, and we all understand that. But he has the right to tell you, if you're going to live here, this is how you're going to live. If you're going to live here, this is what you're going to, the line you're going to toe. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, we understand what's going on. We see who's who. I said, and thank the Most High that He's opened up our eyes to be able to see this and understand it. Yeah, He's gonna have to pay. Yes, his society is crumbling. Okay, and we all understand that. Okay, but like I said, just understand how this goes. How this has been going the whole time. And I think a lot of these people who have been in these positions, they're being used by the Most High. Most High is making them say certain things to get people, aware of things. The vast majority of these people are already aware of it. Vast majority of the people, we don't give people enough credit. They make it seem as if, oh, they don't realize, who we are. Yes, they do. They know. Look, a people as great as we are, we run sports. The vast majority of people that are, that excel in sports are our people. The vast majority, they excel in classrooms. They excel at work. They excel in math and pretty much anything that we put our minds to, we can excel at. So if we understand that, and we see that even today in our lower state, imagine how it must have been in the past when we were at a much more elevated state. So these people know that if things were equal and we all started on equal footing, that we would excel beyond what they could achieve. That's why they have to set up society to hold us back. So you don't think they're all aware that they set up a society to hold us back? You don't think they're all aware they set up a society to hide all this information from us? Trust me, they know. They know exactly what's going on. Okay? So again, either live by my laws or leave my country. And so what will you do? You who have a law from your own city, will you completely renounce your own law for the sake of your fields and whatever else you own, and follow the law of the city you are in now. Take care, because renouncing your law may be contrary to your own interests. Say, walking away from your heritage may be contrary to your own interests. And that's the thing, you can't like live your whole life. That's Christianity. Live your whole life doing everything that they wanted you to do, following the ways of the heathen, and then at the end, when you see the end coming, all of a sudden now you want to get out of that arrangement. They're like, no, 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 you ain't doing that. It's non-negotiable. You already signed up for this. You ain't getting out of it. If we're going down, you're going down with us. Says you were happy when we gave you all these contracts and all this money. We gave you all these women. Gave you Kim Kardashian. It was your turn. Says now you don't get to just walk away from all that. We held up our end of the bargain and we raised you up. You're not going to turn on us now and try to tell these people the truth. Okay? It says, for if you want to return to your own city, you will not be welcomed, because you have renounced its law, and you will be shut out of it. And this is what happens. You just can't run back to the Most High, because now you renounced your law. You renounced your heritage. And see, that's the whole thing with Christianity. Oh, it doesn't come as you are. It doesn't matter. Jesus will always love you. See, it's letting you know that if you renounce the law of your heritage, that you will be shut out from returning. This is contrary to what you see in Christianity. And that's why a lot of these books are hidden. But this is exactly what's happening right now. Most High is making examples of people who have made covenants with the other nations. He's also, hey, that's all part of this. This is much deeper than just he's trying to bring out some information. No, the Most High is also making examples of people who have made covenants. They're not going to sleep very well either. If they know that they've been in a job where, they've been turning the other cheek and ignoring things that have been happening to our people, and if they think they're just going to say Jesus at the end and going to be welcomed in, this is letting you know, no, not going to happen. Most High is letting everyone know that there's going to be consequences for what's been done to his people down here. Or you could say up here on the surface. So again, and so take care, since you are dwelling in a foreign land. Okay? Fix nothing up for yourself except what is absolutely necessary. And be ready, so that when the master of this city wants to banish you for not adhering to his law, you can leave his city and go to your own, and live according to your own law gladly, suffering no mistreatment. Take care, then, you who are enslaved to the Lord and have him in your heart, do the works of God, remembering his commandments and the promises he made, and trust in him, because he will do these things if his commandments are guarded. Instead of fields, then purchase souls that have been afflicted, insofar as you can, and take care of widows and orphans, and do not neglect them. Spend your wealth and all your furnishings for such fields and houses as you have received from the Most High. For this is why the Master made you rich, that you may carry out these ministries for him. It is much better to purchase the fields, goods, and houses you will find in your own city when you return to it. This kind of extravagance is good and makes one glad. It has no grief or fear, but joy instead. And so do not participate in the extravagance sought by outsiders, for it is of no profit for you, who are slaves of the Most High. Okay, but participate in your own extravagance in which you can rejoice. And do not counterfeit or touch what belongs to another, or desire it. For it is evil to desire someone else's goods, but do your own work and you will be saved. Okay? So it's talking about, coveting the things of this world. It's different when you already got it, and now, you realized it wasn't worth it. So, but this is, like I said, this is much deeper than just the superficial understanding. And look at the timing of everything. Look at the time. Like I said, the Most High has been giving us more knowledge, more understanding, talking about the subterranean worlds, talking about these openings, talking about the hollow worlds, talking about these things, these, UFOs coming up, and going all over the place. You see all these sightings all over the place. Most High is, he's playing on so many different levels. Many of the Gentiles know that there's punishment coming, but the Most High is letting other people know that they've made covenants with these Gentiles, that there's punishment coming for them as well. There is no just backing out. That's all part of this. Like I said, and now you can see why these types of these types of scriptures have been hidden by the churches, because those are the people you're making the covenants with. You're making the covenants with the priesthood of Mahan. So they don't want you to realize that if you start making covenants with them and doing what they tell you, that you're damning yourself. So therefore, those books, no, you can't have those. We don't approve those books. Now you see why. This is from I'm gonna say one of my Bibles from like the early 1800s, about 1805. It has like a little breakdown of each chapter, and this is from First Book of Maccabees, chapter 1. It says Antiochus gave leave to set up the fashions of the Gentiles in Jerusalem. Okay, and he's talking about how he allowed the Israelites to follow the ways of the heathen. And that's what's going on right here. And they're like, oh, we don't want them to realize that we came in here and we allowed them to come and do all these, horrible things. We're the ones that were responsible for breaking them away from their power. So get that book of Maccabees up out of here. Take that. We do not approve that, because we don't want these Israelites realizing that it was the Greeks and the Romans who've come in here and separated you from your God. We're the ones that set up, these agreements so that you can not follow your power, but you can come follow our gods. We don't want people realizing that. So get that book of Maccabees out of it. We do not approve that book. So it was okay for them to, hey, follow our laws. Just don't worry about the laws that your power gave you. Don't worry about those laws. Follow ours. You're gonna have so much more fun. You're gonna enjoy yourself so much more here. Just hey, have some of this pork. Have some of this pork right here. Have some of this shrimp right here. Defile yourself just like we have, and we can all live together happily and harmoniously. And many of our people have done that. And now they're seeing that this society is now crumbling. They're seeing that the Roman Empire here is being exposed. The Most High is lifting up the skirt. The Most High is showing that everything that they've taught us has been nothing but a bunch of lies. And now the Most High is making them expose this situation. Even though they can't get all the way away from it, the Most High is still using them to expose this, this truth. So you can check right here. This is like the bottom part right there. We'll take a look at 11, okay? Sorry, 10. And there came out of them a wicked root, Antiochus, surnamed Epiphanes, son of Antiochus, the king, who had been a hostage at Rome. And he reigned in the 137th year of the kingdom of the Greeks. In those days went there out of Israel wicked men, who persuaded many, saying, let us go and make a covenant with the heathen that are round about us. For since we departed from them, we have had much sorrow. So many of our wicked Israelites, our wicked brethren, were like, hey, let's just go make a covenant. Let's forsake our laws, okay, and then follow the laws of the heathen. But just like we just read in Shepherd of Hermas, when you forsake your original laws, you're going to be shut out from returning back to your power. You're going to be shut out from returning back, to the Most High. That's why, when people are saying, like, all of a sudden they're telling you some truths, just understand that it doesn't matter that they set up Christianity and it's all come as you are. It doesn't matter. He'll always forgive you. This says differently. So then you got to look at motive as to why they're saying the things that they're saying. You see what I'm saying? What's the motive? If you know you can't return to the Most High because you've been following the ways of the heathen, then what is the motivation of these a couple of men and the things that they're saying? Okay, so 12. So this device pleased them well. Then certain of the people were so forward there herein that they went to the king, who gave them license to do after the ordinances of the heathen. Whereupon they built a place of exercise at Jerusalem, according to the customs of the heathen, and made themselves uncircumcised, and forsook the holy covenant, and joined themselves to the heathen, and were sold to do mischief. Those same wicked Israelites that were there then are here today. And they're going to be used here at the end to also cause more divisiveness. You know, they're going to be used to keep us from chasing after the Most High. They're going to be used to keep us from chasing after this new, deeper knowledge the Most High is also giving us. There's always a method and a reasoning to the things that are going on. Okay? So, again, another book that supposedly the church has taken out and hidden. All these books were in there before. They had precepts, they had breakdowns of each chapter and what was going on and things like that. And slowly over time they just took out all this information, take away the precepts, take away the little breakdown, and eventually they took away all the books, because these types of things are going to be exposed here at the end. That's why they're always trying to make it sound like, oh, all black people this and all black people that, all brown. We're not all the same. Some of us have different spirits. Some of us have made covenants and we can't tell the truth, even if we wanted to. You see what I'm saying? Even if they want to tell you the truth, they can't, because they've made covenants with the other nations. Old Testament pseudepigrapha. There's more books in the Old Testament pseudepigrapha than what's even in the Bible. We're going to take a look here, just real quick, at the Odes of Solomon. I said this is a huge part of prophecy. The hiding of the truth, hiding the information, hiding the understanding. That's all part of prophecy. And now the Most High is seen fit to bring out this information, bring out this understanding, and a lot of it is for us because we're the ones that forgot. They haven't forgotten. They know about our greatness. They never wanted us to realize how great we are as a people when we are following our power. Odes of Solomon, okay? But truth, But truth was proceeding on the upright way, and whatever I did not understand, he declared to me. All the drugs of error and pains of death, okay, which are considered sweetness, and the corrupting of the corrupter, I saw when the bride who was corrupting was adorned, and the bridegroom who corrupts and is corrupted. And I asked the truth, who are these? And he said to me, this is the deceiver and the error. And they imitate the beloved and his bride, and they cause the world to err and corrupt it. And they invite many to the wedding feast, and allow them to drink the wine of their intoxication. Can all come. Everybody can come as long as you follow my rules. Everyone's allowed, John 3:16, as long as you follow my breakdowns. So they cause them to vomit up their wisdom and their knowledge, and make themselves senseless. So like I said, many of these people know the truth. Many of these people are totally aware of the truth. But when you follow the ways of the heathen and you go and you make that covenant with the priesthood of Mahan, you must then do what? You're gonna have to do what? Vomit up your wisdom and your knowledge and be made senseless. And that's what we're surrounded with. We're surrounded with people that have vomited up their wisdom and their knowledge, and they walk around senseless. That is exactly what we are surrounded with here in the Matrix. Then they abandon them, and so they stumble about like mad and corrupted men. Okay, so that's why they run around this world here just like that. They stumble around like mad and corrupted men. Okay, because they're senseless. They have no wisdom and they have no knowledge, so they just stumble around. That's what we're surrounded with. But since there is no understanding in them, neither do they seek it. See what I'm saying? These people don't seek it. They're not seeking after knowledge. Knowledge is sitting right here in front of their face, and they don't seek it, and they don't want it. This is what's written in the Odes of Solomon. They're aware of it. Like I told you, they know, but they made the covenant. When they make that covenant, they're going to run around here senseless. So again, since there is no understanding in them, neither do they seek it. But I have been made wise, so as to not fall into the hands of the deceivers. And I myself rejoiced, because the truth had gone with me. That's what you're seeing with the awakening. That's revelation. That's end times prophecy. See, they're all concentrating on Ukraine, Russia, and dirty bombs and this, and that, and that's all the prophecy that's being fulfilled. They can't see the fact that they have vomited up their wisdom and knowledge. They can't see that, but I have been made wise so as not to fall into the hands of the deceivers. You have to be made wise by the Most High. You have to get that breath from the All. Okay? And I myself rejoice because the truth had gone with me. You have to rejoice because the truth is walking with us and giving us knowledge, understanding. You see what I'm saying? For I was established and lived and was saved, and my foundations were laid on account of the Lord's hand, because has planted me. For he set the root and watered it and adapted it and blessed it, and its fruits will be forever. The Most High is the one that's called us out. You see what I'm saying? So these guys who are saying certain things and bringing a little here, a little there, whatever else, trust me, the people that are on these channels that have been studying, they know leaps and bounds above what you're hearing coming out, from Kyrie, from Kanye, from Nick Cannon. These guys will say a little smidget here, a little smidget there, but and it's like, oh, well, he might wake up some people. What happened when you made that covenant with the other nations? What happened? They vomited up their wisdom and their knowledge and were made senseless. Kind of think about World War Z and when they get bit and how they change and they become these zombies like instantaneously. Kind of seems just like that, doesn't it? And then they just run around senseless and just trying to kill and infect others. And without the Most High and the power that, and the angels that he puts around us to protect us, we would be in the same situation as them. This is the real understanding of how prophecy is being fulfilled right now. How many times are we going to listen to the Gentiles talk about prophecy and these? We're going to do this and we're going to do that, and then nothing happens because what they're talking about has nothing to do with the prophecy the Most High is talking about. Yes, eventually we know they're going to fight with each other because the Most High is going to make them on His time. But the prophecy of an awakening, see, they call an awakening a revival. They want to revive. They want more people to fall into the Christian churches, and becomes vomit up their knowledge and wisdom and become senseless. Because that's pretty much all you. When you go to churches, that's what you're doing. You make a covenant. When you say I accept Jesus, you accept what? You accept the fact you're going to vomit up your knowledge, understanding. You're only going to listen to the pastor and the priest, and you're going to run around senseless. That's what these churches have done. That's what they've been set up to do. Don't read, don't study. Keep coming over here for the same lesson over and over again. That's what you're going to get at these churches. But now you're getting an opportunity to see prophecy being fulfilled. You're seeing why books have been hidden. I just showed you 3 books right here that shows you exactly what you're seeing going on right now today. And the ones who have set up these churches to make you vomit up your wisdom and your knowledge are the ones who canonized your books. They're the ones that have approved what you can and cannot read, and you still follow them today. So therefore, you've also decided to vomit up your wisdom and knowledge and be senseless as well. The other nations are being exposed. Their lack of understanding is being exposed. They will definitely use people that look like us in order to promote an agenda. You just have to be smart enough to understand what they're doing and understand that it's all part of the game. It's all part of the game. And know that the Most High has chosen you. Okay? And thank the Most High He's chosen you so you wouldn't fall into the hands of the deceivers. He was, just like in World War Z, when all the zombies are running and there's one person who was supposedly already sick and they just ran around him and ignored him. That's you. When you see all of the zombies running around you and ignoring you, because you have been covered by the Most High. You have been said, you can have the other ones, but don't touch this one. This one is mine. Don't touch this one. Don't even look at him. Keep it moving. This one is mine. All praise to the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Shalom.